Eric Shanks runs FS1, but that's probably a little more paperwork, a little more shaking hands instead of the content, what you see, who you see, all of that, the budgets. Oh, that's Charlie Dixon, and that's my dog. However, in terms of Joy Taylor, they say that him and Joy Taylor had a romantic relationship. That's what Nushin says, and others, according to the lawsuit. All right.
Wow.
Why is that important? Well, if you're sleeping with the guy who allegedly runs everything, sooner or later, no matter how fast you are, you're going to be running something.
And Marcellus, as y'all know, he and Jason Whitlock were on the original version of Speak, which is now run by Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor. And Marcellus Wiley had some things he wanted to say about this. Oh man, let me check it out. Let me change this headline here and we'll see what Marcellus Wiley had to say about the whole situation.
What did Big Daddy Kane say? Well, I know we've all seen this in sports media.
Yeah.
Fox, Skip Bayless, others sued on 14 counts, including sexual battery. The suit alleges Bayless offered the plaintiff $1.5 million to have sex with him, and that an FS1 exec grabbed her buttocks at.
Before we continue, do y'all believe that? Let's be real. Do y'all believe that Skip Bayless offered this woman $1.5 million to sleep with him? My theory is maybe he offered her a position as his personal assistant or something similar to that. And then maybe they're going to paint that as Skip offering her 1.5 million. That's the only way I can see this being a possibility. I think this is all ridiculous. Some of y'all are saying yes. Let me know in the comments. But that is the 1.5 million.
And that an FS1 exec.
That's crazy.
Her buttocks at a party. So when I saw that headlines first time it hit me, I was like, woo! Yeah, the system went overload. Because that's my old spot. That's my old home. I used to call that place FS1 home for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So immediately my first response always, you guys rock with me, you know what I do, is levity.
That's right? Excessive boom boom.
So in trying to laugh at my pain, potential pain, laugh at the pain, I come across this. And let's see. Fox Sports host Joy Taylor has been accused in a lawsuit of sleeping with several prominent executives and personalities to get a prime role with the network. Did not see that in the original headline. The lawsuit also alleges Skip Bayless, who is married, harassed women with lingering hugs, kisses, and gropes, even offering his hairstylist $1.5 million to sleep with him, claiming he could change her life. Okay. Not much levity here yet. Goodness.
Between Tampa and Los Angeles.
Oh, not Colin.
We've got all, I mean, two cities have glommed all the championships in play.
Okay.
Colin, man. Colin's never going to live that down. He slipped up, man. He messed up. And I put this in the chat. I think y'all underestimate how difficult it is to move $1.5 million. So again, that's why I think the attorneys who wrote this claim are intentionally leaving out information. I don't think Skip Bayless, again, if this is true, we'll assume for a second it's true. If Skip were to offer her $1.5 million, it wasn't to have sex with her. It would have been phrased as, oh, maybe you want to work for me. You can come to the house, because they mentioned briefly that she had been coming to the house. They didn't go into detail about that either. And at one point she said, oh, okay, I'm going to stop going to the house. So maybe it was propositioned in a certain way that it would benefit her to have a relationship with Skip, just like Joy Taylor did allegedly with Mr. Dixon. But him just saying, oh, yeah, I'll send you 1.5. I'm not buying that at all. You can send a wire overnight. Yeah, someone's not going to see a wire overnight and $1.5 million and be like, that's weird.
These dudes having the times of their lives. Okay. All familiar pictures, all familiar
highly doubt it.
faces. Now a different context as you look at these.
Skip and Shannon Undisputed. Yeah, we co-host, but this is your show. So I owe you a little gratitude. But Joy better not ask me. I mean, Joy, my girl, but Joy better not ask me when I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me and Joy cool, but we go, you know.
Steven Jackson over there cracking up. Oh, y'all doing too much.
But truly, in the sports industry, I do not know anyone that is more impressive in every way, shape, or form than the one and only Joy Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Lord.
I can't.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in?
Take me out. It's my turn.
It's not that hard.
You told me it was my turn.
All right, too much. Okay. I always have levity. For my situation, when I had a lawsuit against me, I don't run from anything. I addressed it immediately. And one of the things about it in situations like this, because this is wild, as one of my favorite content creators always says, well, this is certainly wild. I love all of these people for different reasons, but I love nothing more than the truth. So in respect to what I love most, we have to address this fully. Okay. Now I can approach this a million different ways. Y'all know me.
Come on, Marcellus.
But for this video, I want to summarize the entire 42-page lawsuit that I read last night, sleeping next to MJ, my little itty bitty. And then after we do that, we're going to break this down into 4 focus points for people to follow and focus. The reason I chose this approach is simple, because when I was accused, I wished everyone would have read the 18-page lawsuit against me word by word, because it would have been blatantly obvious how false those claims were if you knew the beginning to the end, even an allegation, not even reality. But I know people's level of concern is not that high for me, and I also know your attention span is not that great anymore. So
true.
No one's going to do that. But I will systematically break this down, page by page, over the coming weeks. I'll give it that. If not for my own desires, because I wish it would have occurred for me, but also let's get to the truth. I'm going to say one thing after reading this entire lawsuit. I'm going to say one thing right now. This is my disclaimer. I've read a lot of these lawsuits, including my own.
He's got a lawsuit too?
Receipts of these assumptions, these allegations, is alarming.
That's true.
It's damning if you're one of the defendants, which is Fox, FS1, Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon, and could be more, as they stated. From text messages to eyewitnesses to anonymous witnesses who still haven't revealed their names. And the fact is, this is a class action filing. This could get uglier real fast. Here's an example of how it could get uglier. What if there was an employee who lost their job, or their job was negatively influenced, right? Intimidated, moved around, put in bad situations, off the network. And it was because their boss, allegedly, was sleeping with another employee. And their co-host was sleeping with the same employee. And then that same employee, coincidentally, just ends up replacing that individual.
Who's he talking about?
It's an example, of course, but imagine some kind of love triangle where the boss and a co-host was sleeping with the same person who ends up replacing that individual. Interesting example, isn't it? Allegedly. Our approach today, to keep this video from being 1 million minutes, and it's already getting close, is to say 3 things. What is alleged?
He's talking about Acho and Dixon.
And what I think or what I really know. Y'all know me. Many names were mentioned. Let's go there. Not all accused, but that includes the names we've mentioned so far. Emmanuel Acho mentioned. Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon, defendants. FS1, Fox, defendants. Shannon Sharp mentioned. Colin Coward mentioned. The head of FS1, Eric Shanks, and Mark Silverman potentially become more than just mentioned, but defendants. Hey, itty bitty clan.
What's he got the kids in there. All right, we don't want to see the kids. We don't want to see the kids, though. Skip ahead of the kids.
And then I love you. Don't come back to. Oh, man. As y'all rock with me, y'all know that's how it goes. Open door policy. Goodness. Okay, let's get back to this. There's nameless other employees. Look, I could just hit back. And there's 4 focus points, 4 folks of focus in this lawsuit. Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Acho, and Charlie Dixon. That's who I'm going to break down today. Okay. Now, the worst alleged accusations. Let's start with Skip Bayless. That he offers $1.5 million to sleep with Nushin Faraji. Okay. Now I know all of these people involved, so let's just get that out the way. Continuously harassed her for years, allegedly, under the impression that Shannon Sharp, he thought Shannon Sharp was sleeping with her, so he's like, if he's able to sleep with you, why can't I? And I care for you. And based off of those accusations, he also allegedly held her job in jeopardy, dangling it. You know how it goes. Held it over her head based on how she was treating him. Never got to that point. You read the lawsuit, you'll see all the twists and turns of this. Let me give it to you. Alleging that is pretty damning in headline right now. Everywhere you look right now, Skip Bayless's name is being splattered in a negative light, especially being married. And married at the time, and still doing this, allegedly. Now, the receipts
Skip's been married
of this
for a long
is
time, too.
Because this did get to HR levels in conversation. Specifically, she's been in conversation with other executives about this situation. What's interesting also is Charlie Dixon and others were brought into the fold, at least had light of this, as she mentions in the lawsuit. What I know about this is that, in general, the makeup room is a setup for failure, setup for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And this is not to damn the makeup artist. It's because that's the breeding ground for all these salacious relationships. Everywhere I've worked, and you can look it up. You can just literally type in network, makeup artist,
makeup room, dressing room.
It's an intimate environment. She's right in your face. And I've seen it go both ways. The players, or the former players, or the announcer, the host, whoever the guest is going in there ready to mac, ready to holler. It could be that person. It could be the makeup artist she knows how close in the proximity she is to some access, some success. She knows how powerful these figures are.
Cameras don't matter.
And I've also seen it where you come in and you're just not even tripping. But you guys see each other 5 times a week, multiple times a day. She ain't ugly, you ain't either. You got $5, she got $4. Y'all kicking it. And it turns into something. I've seen it every single level. This one specifically, I can't pin down on Skip Bayless. That's a lot of money for something that's free online. I'm going to say that
everywhere.
again.
It's free everywhere.
But over 7 years, as is alleged, things are different. Things can change for her. Let's get to this one. Joy Taylor, because I think she's taking most of the heat right now. This really came at Skip Bayless, and his name is splattered. And look, him and Ernestine going to have some conversations.
Yeah. Hey, how do y'all feel about Ernestine? She's about to be on it. But who knows? She might not have even heard about this. Maybe Skip brought it up to her. But Skip's wife, Ernestine, ooh-wee, would not want to be there for that conversation.
Hey, but Joy Taylor basically is being framed as sleeping her way to success, allegedly. So let's talk through it. It says she slept with Charlie Dixon, who's the head of content, basically the boss of FS1, because he's the daily guy that you will always know has his fingerprints on everything there. Eric Shanks runs FS1, but that's probably a little more paperwork, a little more shaking hands, etc. The content, what you see, who you see, all of that, the budgets, oh, that's Charlie Dixon, and that's my dog. However, in terms of Joy Taylor, they say that him and Joy Taylor had a romantic relationship. That's what Nushin says. And others, according to the lawsuit. All right.
Wow.
Why is that important? Well, if you're sleeping with the guy who allegedly runs everything, sooner or later, no matter how fast you are, you're going to be running something.
Come on, Marcellus. Tell us. Tell us what happened.
It also accuses her and speaks of she was married and then divorced because the ex-husband found out about her and Charlie. It also talks about how she was engaged with Earl Watson, right? Basketball player. And that was called off, excuse me, very much, because he found out and got receipts of the relationship as well. Sounds like a deposition in the making of two individuals. Boy, I don't see either one of them telling any lies. So, won't be hard to find out the truth of that one.
Marcellus, man, he's holding out on this.
With Emmanuel Acho in hopes and efforts to get a show with him. Well, the most damning part about that is that actually happened. They got a show together. Coincidence?
No.
Or,
come on, Marcellus. Dang, man.
Causality. And then she intimidated Nushin and dangled her job in jeopardy as well. Huh. Okay. Let's say it alleges a lot right there. That is damning if you Joy Taylor. Already you can just check online. Forever Framed is this, because this whole generation of media talents and the infusion of women as the host. And, you know, every show used to have a man, and a woman, and she had to be pretty, and she had to look a certain way, etc. She's the blonde or the beautiful lady, and she's not adding much to the show. Remember that whole narrative, which is real to some degree, just got realer. Just became such a real narrative that you look at everything with a different context, different hosts, different shows in this respect.
Yeah, and think about it. When you think of the top when it comes to female commentators, you think of Rachel Nichols, Joy Taylor, at some point, and then you have a couple of, female reporters who have been on the sidelines. But when it comes to top of the top, I guess Molly Kiram is in there as well. This will be a bad look. And I think it's going to be defended by more than it would be shamed by others. But I want to know what y'all think about this, because Marcellus, he seems like he wants to say so much more, but he's holding back a lot. I'll drop a link to the full video that he posted so y'all can go and watch it. And I want to hear what y'all think